Hey, how's it going? Josh here from Books by Josh, and this is episode number 94 of the Books by Josh audio immersion. This episode is titled The Richest Man in Babylon, Why the Book Still Matters. This is going to be a shorter episode, by the way, because this is just me talking about the book. I recently did a blog post on it, and I recommend you reading it. But for those who don't like to read, I'm going to tell you about it. So, this book turns 100 years old this year, and it still holds up today. And it's one of those books I keep finding myself coming back to in times of trouble. And it's about stories. It's a financial book from the 20s that still works in 2026. That's insane. And the reason why is because it tells the teachings in the form of stories. It gives you a deeper understanding for certain aspects of wealth. Prime example, wealth doesn't come by chance, it follows clear rules. What that means is you have to build it and they will come. You plant the seed, you keep watering that seed, and it will grow into a tree. Wealth is about consistency, internal choices rather than luck or shortcuts. Sure, you can win the lotto, you can make millions right then and there. It's not very likely, but it could happen technically. But guess what? If you invest and max out your Roth IRA from age 18 to retirement, you'll end up a millionaire. That's crazy if you invest in the S&P 500 with historic returns of, let's say, 7%, even though it's technically like 11% since its inception, you actually become a millionaire. Because it's about consistency, you're making the choice to invest into your Roth IRA or your 401k. It's just about putting those seeds and giving it the water, the consistency. It goes over things that I've said multiple times. Even my own financial book, The 12 Steps to Wealth, I touch upon it, like paying yourself first. When you pay yourself first, you feel different because now you're not scrounging up to actually save money and say, oh man, I only have $20 at the end of this paycheck. No. If you took out $100 at the beginning of the paycheck, guess what? You'll figure it out rather than impulse buying certain things like, hey, I can go out because I have all this money in my account. So let's go out and eat sushi and spend $70. I wonder who just did that last week. But that's the thing. When you get paid, you set money aside to invest, to save, to tithe. It actually changes your mindset. Your bills come second. And that's what I do. Every time I get paid, I automatically have 10% going to my 401k. Then take out money manually, put some in savings, put some in my brokerage, put some in my Roth IRA. So it's just something that I do every paycheck. And once it becomes a habit, before you know it, you have a couple grand in there, then tens of thousands, and then you hit 100,000. You're like, wow. So we're conditioned to not do that. And the book talks about that. It also talks about structure as freedom. Structure is clarity. If you budget, if you have a plan, it's going to reveal the values and the hidden leaks. In my book, again, I talk about if a boat is leaking, no matter how much water you take out of the boat, it'll still sink unless you find a leak. So, like a budget will help with that. And another thing it touches on is patient time, slow progress. It's not about time in the market. If you invest in the stock market, it's about time in the market. Because over time, you'll make money. Might not be today, might not be in 5 years, and might not be in 10 years. Microsoft, for a long period of time, went up only 1% over like a course of 15 years. But if you stay true, it will skyrocket. You just have to let it sit there in the market. But don't let your money idle because it will disappear. If you don't have your money working for you, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to grow. Sure, you can have it in a savings account. If it's a regular savings account, JP Morgan gives me what? 0.01 on my checking, on my What's 0.01 my high yields to betterments like 3 and change now, just to keep up with inflation, whereas in the market I make more. But you always need cash in a savings account in case for emergency. Find a money market account, something accessible. But the main reason I like this book is because it's talking about warnings to the modern hypes, the hustle culture, risky promises. There's a story in there about investing in what you know, like Peter Lynch talks about, and One Up on Wall Street. Because if you know technology like I do, you're not going to invest into art unless you have an understanding of it. Same thing. I would invest in things I don't know. Like, hey, I don't know anything about pharmaceuticals. I'm not just going to throw money into farmer stock, just because somebody told me about it. No, I need to do research and see if that's something I want to invest in. And that's the main thing. You want to guard your wealth. You want to make sure you're not exposing yourself to high risk. Like, sure, I might be able to make even more returns by following this hot new stock or this hot new cryptocurrency, but I can also lose a lot more. So that's the thing. It teaches you about that, teaches you about reinvesting your profit. So if you have dividend stocks or dividend ETFs or mutual funds, you reinvest that and it compounds. And compound interest is a powerful ally. It's things like that that still make sense today. And this was made 100 years ago. And it talks about learning to manage small sums before seeking large ones. What does that mean? Have you heard about athletes going broke because they have a lot of money and they don't know how to manage it? So you have to learn how to manage your money now rather than later on when you have those larger amounts, because guess what? You heard about lifestyle inflation, lifestyle creep. That's what that is. If you're not managing your money, making $50,000 a month a year, and you say, no, I just don't have enough money to invest now. I can't save now. I don't make enough. Guess what? When you make 100 or 150, what's going to change? It's about that mentality, that mindset. This book is not about fast wealth. It's not going to give you anything technical. It's about steadiness, intention. You sit there, you read the parables, you actually connect in it. I literally have over 60 quotes right here in front of me from the book and teachings. Like right here, I'm just going to pick one. Number 42 on this list. Invest in yourself and your knowledge. Knowledge is power. If you stop learning, you stop growing. So, as I mentioned, if I want to invest in something, I do my research on it. I still read financial books to this day. I still listen to financial podcasts, financial videos from like the Money Guy, stuff like that, because you can always learn something new. I'm not telling you just listen for the hottest stock tip. No, listen to certain things and about like tax strategies, when to do a Roth, when not to do a Roth, tax deferred, how many accounts you should have, stuff like that. And it's like, here's another one. Money cannot measure the value of character. Money won't change you. As you are before money and after money will be the same person because you're yourself. And here's another one. Financial independence is built step by step. These are literally from the book. I just randomly, like I said, picked some out. And independence is built step by step. Why that is important? Because first step is saving up a starter emergency fund, like Dave Ramsey says, Money Guy, to cover your deductibles. Then you want to match the company, match for 401k. You want to also make sure you pay down bad debt, stuff like that. So step by step to get there. You can't just become a millionaire overnight. You might if you make something and it goes crazy, like an app company, stuff like that. But would you hold on to it? So, like I said, this is a short episode because I'm just talking about why I like this book. You want something more in depth, go to booksbyjosh.com. You just sit there and you read through it, like 5-10 minute read. Goes way more in depth about it. But this book If you want to feel grounded on your decisions to invest, to build wealth, and know what to do, how to manage your money, this is a great book because the stories have stood the test of time. It's 100 years old this year. And if I'm still talking about it and it's still being searched and still being sold in bookstores, that means something. And that's basically it for this episode. Like I said, just go booksbyjosh.com and you can actually read the review. And if you enjoyed the show, stay tuned. I have a lot more episodes coming that you'll like. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.